Well, good evening, everybody, as we have Crookston Pirate Wrestling as they host the Fertile-Beltrami Falcons in, a Section 8A duel here at the Crookston High School Gymnasium. Starting a little late here, they had some youngsters were wrestling, and they were, they were going there. No, don't touch. I got a little girl climbing on our camera here, and the Pirate Wrestlers, they are 2-4 in duels this season, and we have the Fertile-Beltrami Falcons. They are 6-1. Fertile-Beltrami, they are without two of their usuals. Creed Tollefson is not able to wrestle, and then J.T. Flynn is out as well. Flynn, he's at 215 pounds. And is 19-2 on the season. So we do have two ranked wrestlers that are going to be wrestling tonight. The first wrestler is Carter Coet for Crookston. He's at 172 pounds. He's 13-1 on the year, and he is ranked 7th. So again, ranked 7th in the state is Carter Coet. And then at heavyweight is Jack Leiser for Fertile-Beltrami. He's 21-2, and he is ranked 8th in the state at heavyweight. Even though there's only two ranked wrestlers, there's some pretty other good wrestlers. Gavin Luchny for Crookston, 14-4 at 139 pounds. And then you have for Fertile-Beltrami, Greg Ramberg at 107 pounds is 18-4. Max Ramberg at 114 pounds is 17-5. Drew Rash at 127 pounds is 13-4. So those are some of the better records for the two teams. Willard Miney is the head coach for the Fertile-Beltrami Falcons. He's in his third year as head coach, doing a nice job there, and they do not have a senior in the lineup. On the flip side, Crookston, they only have one senior in the lineup, so both teams are relatively young squads. Crookston, they are coached by first-year head coach Daniel Rooney. He's been a part of the program for several years, and he has taken over for Wes Hansen, who stepped down after last season. We had a chance to talk with both head coaches. We'll have those interviews. That's going to be coming up here in the Riverview Health pre-match show. And we'll have the coaches, we'll have the starting lineups, we'll take a look at our Draft Sports Bar and Grill scoreboard update, and a whole lot more. That's all going to be coming up here in the Riverview Health pre-match show, as we have Crookston Pirate Wrestling hosting the Fertile-Beltrami Falcons in a Section 8A matchup. We'll take a break, and we'll be back right after this.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country.
We continue the Riverview Health pre-match show on KROX as we talk with the head coach of the Fertile-Beltrami Falcons, Coach Miney. And Coach, coming in, you've had a nice start to the season. Yes, obviously some pretty talented wrestlers, but a 6-1 dual start. And must be wrestling pretty well.
Yeah, all the guys are.
For all of your automotive service needs, call Christian Brothers Ford here in Crookston. We have a service team to handle all of your vehicle's needs. Does your vehicle pull to the right or left? Call and schedule an alignment today. Proper alignment saves gas and wear on your tires. We're here to take care of your vehicle repairs and maintenance. Call Christopher or Jersey in the service department at 281-1338. Make an appointment today with the service department at Christian Brothers Ford of Crookston, where we make it easy.
This is my farm.
Don't come out here and tell me what I need.
I need solutions that work. and market options that are worth my time.
Small town support that sees the bigger picture.
A global network that empowers us. A co-op that's there for us every day.
Ever wonder what your city government does for you? They provide police and fire protection, emergency and disaster preparation, building code and zoning enforcement, street repair, cleaning and snow plowing, curbside garbage and recycling collection, plus spring and fall cleanup weeks. They deliver safe drinking water and maintain a wastewater system. They care for 22 parks and provide year-round recreation activities. They give loans for economic development and housing. They do all this and much more with the help of your city employees.
Miney and Coach coming in. You've had a nice start to the season. You have obviously some pretty talented wrestlers, but a 6-1 dual start, and must be wrestling pretty well.
Yeah. All the guys are wrestling really well in and out of the practice room, on the mat. They seem to show up and they seem to do their jobs, and they're working hard and they're grinding and gelling every single day. So it's fun to see, and it's a real fun team atmosphere this year. So.
It's been a busy start to the 2024 schedule for you. You've been pretty busy already.
Yeah, we've had 2 events so far coming into 2024 with BGMR right off the bat on the 2nd, and Black Duck same in a try up in Greenbush there, and come out successful in both duels, which was really good. Haven't seen that in a few years, so it's nice to see. And then we headed to Central Cass and Castleton, North Dakota for a 30-man tournament over there. So. Did really well over there, finished 8th as a team, and each individual did really well as well. So, I mean, we're grinding and we're having fun. So,
have you been happy with how the guys have performed so far?
Oh, definitely more than happy. I mean, all I ask is they give 100% every time they step out, and they've all done that. So I appreciate their hard work, and they're working hard. So.
And you're still relatively a young team, much like the football. A lot of these guys played football as well, but only a couple seniors on the football team, and you don't have a senior on your team. So to have the 6-1 start, you got to be really happy with that.
Oh yes, definitely, most definitely. You know, I'm looking forward to next year, but I'm also looking forward to seeing how these guys finish in this section here. Got high hopes for them because they're doing so well, and. I hope they have high hopes for themselves too, and they believe in themselves just as well as I believe in them. So they definitely are showing that they can compete with these guys, and definitely showing that they got the talent to be up there in the top. So.
And when you wrestle a section opponent like Crookston, it's a big match, not only team-wise for team seeding, but also individual seeding in the section tournament as well.
Oh yes, 100%. I'm definitely always looking for that seed individual and for team. Definitely helps out to have that seed over your opponent. So,
what do you know about Crookston? Anything?
Not a whole lot. They're a little bit down this year. Other than that, they're still a tough team. They're still a tough competitor. We're not going to overlook them. We're going to come at them just like any other team. So,
and you're missing a couple guys, but still pretty close to a full lineup, which you have to be happy with.
Oh yes, most definitely. I mean, in the past we've been down 5-6 guys, which leaves us down in a big hole. But this year we've been really grateful to have majority of a full lineup. So it's helped out quite a bit.
And you have a pretty good bookend of the lineup. You have the Rambergs, and then you have Lizer at the bottom. So you have a lot of wins between those 3 wrestlers.
Yeah. Between our top 2 and bottom 2, I mean, both them 4 with Max and Greg Ramberg up at the top, and then. On the bottom there with JT Flynn and Jack Lizer there, it really helps us out team-wise and in individual tournaments as well too. So
nice to get a good start to the match, and nice to finish strong as well.
Right, exactly. It definitely helps out when it comes down to a tight one. So
can you narrow it down to 2 or 3 keys for a Falcon victory?
Well, I would say for today, winning them lower weights would be the key for today, and then sealing it off with a win at the end.
Coach, congratulations on a great start. Best of luck tonight and the rest of the season.
Yes, thank you.
That is Coach Willard Miney in his third year as head coach for the Fertile-Beltrami Falcons. His team 6-1 in duels so far. They're only lost to a very good Foston-Bagley team. Foston-Bagley, I think they have 3 or 4 kids that are ranked in their lineup, and Foston-Bagley, pretty salty team in 8A. So it was a pretty good battle between those two teams. We will take a break. We'll be back. We'll talk with the first-year head coach, Daniel Rooney of the Crookston Pirates. His team is 2-4. They've struggled filling that lineup. That'll be the case again here. They have added a few more. So they have as of now, and of course that could change depending on how everybody, where everybody lines up and if they decide to bump somebody. But as of now, we have them for 4 open weights, while Fertile-Beltrami, they have 3 or 4 as well. So that will play a factor into possibly who wins this match as well. But we'll be back. We'll talk with the head coach of the Crookston Pirates. It is Pirate Senior and Parent Night here as well. So this is the only home match of the season for the Pirates. Team-wise, of course, they host the section individual wrestling tournament, which will be held later this season. But this is just an oddity in the schedule, their only home match of the season. So we'll take a break. We'll be back. We'll hear from Coach Rooney. That's going to be coming up right after this on KROX.
Hi, I'm Dr. Angie Smith, optometrist at the Crookston Eye Clinic and Foston Eye Clinic. We aim to provide high-quality products to our patients, things that we use ourselves in treating our own dry eye or coatings that we like to use on our own glasses.
We offer myopia control contact lenses for children, which are soft contacts that not only correct their vision, but are designed to slow the progression of their nearsightedness.
The eyes lead the body, and we are passionate about helping the eyes be safer, sharper, and faster.
At Crookston High School, we really have a lot going on.
There isn't that much going on.
Oh yeah? We have
softball,
baseball,
track and field, soccer, swimming, tennis,
golf,
volleyball,
crap shooting, hockey,
basketball,
wrestling.
So we have a lot of sports.
And there is
orchestra,
band,
choir,
visual arts,
speech,
theater,
Leo Club.
And Crookston is one of the highest academic schools in the region.
Really?
Yeah, really, especially in math and science.
I guess we do have a lot going on.
Yeah, and that's why Crookston High School is
my education destination.
Crookston Valley Cooperative in Crookston is your full-service local agronomy dealer, delivering the products and services that you've come to expect. Crookston Valley Cooperative specializes in seed, chemical, and fertilizers that you need to keep your farm operation growing. For expert advice you can rely on, give Sean, Mike, or Matt a call at 281-1178 today, or stop by at Crookston Valley Cooperative, located at 1122 Fairfax Avenue in Crookston. Crookston Valley Co-op, here to keep you growing.
With the fall season right around the corner, Grove Mechanical in Crookston is ready to prepare you for winter. They suggest having your heating system serviced regularly to keep things running smoothly. A skilled technician will clean and service your heating equipment to ensure safe and efficient operation. It's never too early to get ready for the upcoming winter season. Before the cold sets in, call Grove Mechanical today, your hometown heating and cooling professionals. Give them a call, 218-281-3863, or visit their website, grovemech.com.
Shopping for groceries is easier than ever with Hugo's Family Marketplace. To simplify life, Hugo's offers convenient online shopping with delivery or curbside pickup at gohugos.com. Even better, shop on the go with the Hugo's Family Marketplace smartphone app. Download e-coupons, recipes, grocery lists, weekly ads, and place your grocery order right from your phone. Save time and save big with Hugo's Family Marketplace, your hometown grocer since 1939.
You're gonna find more low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Minnesota, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Welcome back to the Riverview Health pre-match show as we had a chance to talk with the head coach of the Crookston Pirates, Coach Rooney. We continue the Riverview Health pre-match show on KROX as we talk with the head coach of the Fertile-Beltrami. We continue the Riverview Health pre-match show on KROX as we talk with the head coach of the Crookston Pirates, Coach Rooney. And Coach, you're coming in. It's been you've had a little time off. Unfortunately, weren't able to make it to the Mahnomen-Waban duels, but I guess the 2023 portion of the season, how has that gone?
It's gone okay. We have some new guys out, learning a lot of new things. Close on a lot of matches. Just got to capitalize in certain aspects, and then I don't know, keep on improving from there. So it was a good start.
The nice thing is you have people like Carter Coette. He's ranked in the top 10 and has been a state wrestler. You have Gavin Luchny, who's been a state wrestler, and I would imagine those are two of your leaders.
Yeah, those are two pretty solid staples, and they've been awesome in the room, helping out the younger guys, you know, setting the example and all that stuff you would expect from a good older classmate. So,
what have you been working on in the wrestling room here, getting ready for this duel?
Oh, that's secret. No, I'm just kidding. Just a lot of the basics, man. Got to hammer the basics and got to do them really well. And it all comes down to that.
What have you been happy with from your wrestlers so far this season?
A lot of the work ethic. So a lot of them are new. A lot of them haven't had a ton of experience, but the work ethic is there. So that's all I can ask of them, really.
Well, and this might be, you're getting closer to a little fuller lineup, and I'm sure that's got to be nice too.
Oh, yes. It's always nice. Sucks giving up points, so that's never fun. Yeah, the more the merrier, always.
And do you have some others that might be able to plug in by the end of the year?
Maybe, like here and there. Unfortunately, we have a lot of our extras are kind of plugged around a similar weight. So that's not super great for that, but hoping the guys get some more experience as the year goes on and then, you know, kind of take turns taking, you know, the varsity slot, so.
You get ready to take on Fertile-Beltrami. Do you know anything about them?
Not necessarily. Looked at a couple things, a couple results, but I don't know. We just have to go out and wrestle our best and then see what happens.
Well, that's really all you can control is how you do it. I mean, obviously, if you wrestle a really top-notch competitor, that's going to be tough. And I'm sure like Leeser and Helgeson, that should be a good matchup.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. We'll see. It could even come down to that, so that would be super exciting.
Can you narrow it down to 2 or 3 keys for a Pirate victory today?
Stick to the basics, and we got to stay off our back.
Coach, thanks for talking with us. Best of luck.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
And that is the head coach of the Crookston Pirates, Coach Dan Rooney. Now it's time to take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Napa Crookston Welding and Machine. They have what you need, and make sure your battery will start the first time every time. Buy a Legend battery from Napa Crookston Welding and Machine. They have batteries for your cars, trucks, recreational vehicles, snowmobiles, and whatever else you need. Stop by Napa Crookston Welding and Machine and get that Legend battery. As we take a look at the starting lineup, again, these are all just tentative. They could switch around, but for at 107 pounds, Crookston have Mauricio Arriaga taking on Fertile-Beltrami's Gregory Ramberg. At 114 pounds, it'll be Gabriel Perala or Mason Argelis taking on Fertile-Beltrami's Max Ramberg. At 121 pounds, Crookston is open. Fertile-Beltrami has Briston DeRozier. At 127, Crookston is open. Fertile-Beltrami has Drew Rash. At 133 pounds, Jaron Knudsen for Crookston and Gavin Broden for Fertile-Beltrami. 139 pounds, Gavin Luchny will take on Fertile-Beltrami's Julian Isnes. At 145 pounds, Lucas Perala will take on Fertile-Beltrami's Gage Vold Vedbraten. At 152, Jose Arriaga for Crookston. Fertile-Beltrami has that open. At 160, both teams are open. At 172, Carter Coette takes on Jack Erickson. At 189 pounds, Isaiah Reyes takes on Bergen Howard. And at 215, both teams are open. And at 285, Riley Helgeson will take on Jack Leiser. And we're underway. We're joined by Dylan McEachran. And Dylan, thanks for joining us.
Of course, happy to be here.
Dylan is assistant Pirate wrestling coach, also member of the KROX team, our news director as well, and always a wrestler, aren't you?
I guess once you started, you can't get out of it.
So right away we'll have Arriaga. He is on the season. He is 6-6, taking on Greg Ramberg, who's 18-4. And we're underway, just over 30 seconds in. And, Dylan will be the help with the technical and tell us what's happening there. And
Beautiful right-handed headlock there. Now Mauricio's got to know where he is. He gets out of bounds and actually slips his head out and almost scores his own points. But that was a heck of an attempt right there from Ramberg. He ripped that right-sided headlock. And Mauricio shoots right off the whistle, actually. Gets in deep. Arriaga looks to come out back door. Now Ramberg catches his own headlock. He goes back to that right side headlock. Now Arriaga's got to work here to fight off his back, start bridging, know where he is on the mat. When I'm saying know where they are, they're on the edge, maybe get a fresh start if they can bridge out. But that looks really tight.
A 2-0 lead right now for Ramberg with that takedown. 40 seconds left in the first period. Right now, Mauricio's hanging on. Ramberg's trying to tighten that up.
So if Ramberg wants to finish this, he's going to want to lift up on the head of Arriaga and look straight up to the ceiling, and then both shoulder blades should touch. There it is.
So Fertile-Beltrami behind Gregory Ramberg. He will get his 19th win of the year. So a good start for Fertile-Beltrami. Coach Miney, he said, need to get some wins at the lower weights to get a good start. And so far they are on a 6-0 lead.
So it looks like Crookston here sent Mason Argalis. I can't really see from here, Chris.
No, it's dark. Gabe Perala, he's going to be wrestling at 114 pounds for Crookston. He is 2-9, taking on Max Ramberg, who is 17-5.
Beautiful double leg there from Ramberg, by the way. Nice shot from distance. He set that up really nice, Chris. He was able to tap on Gabe's head, and he shot a nice level change. And now he's working on a right-sided armbar, a chicken wing, some others call it. Now he's got a half Nelson on the other side. This is a tough position here for Perala.
Obviously, Fertile-Beltrami with the Rambergs starting off at 107, then 114. They get a lot of points early.
This is a tough spot to be if you're the bottom man.
Oh.
As what happens, you're basically immobilized from the waist up. So it's hard to get off your back when that happens.
Right now, Perala is just trying to wiggle free somehow.
And Ramberg was able to switch to a double armbar in the process, and that's almost impossible to get out of once he sits out. So yeah, quick 12 points there for Fertile-Beltrami.
Exactly what Fertile-Beltrami was looking for with the Rambergs, as we said. 1 minute, 18 seconds, the time of the pin, so he had to outdo his brother.
I'm sure they'll talk about it at home.
And now we have Crookston listed as open, but Mason Argalis, Ken is going to come out here, so the Pirates will have 121 full with Argalis. So it's basically, I'm sure, just who do you throw out there? Do you throw out Perala or Argalis at 114, and then the other goes at 121?
And that's the benefit of having a team where you can have multiple people weigh in one spot. You can be flexible on where to go, and you know, in the coin toss before the match, that can be beneficial as well if you win your toss. So Crookston might have won their toss, and they might have wanted this matchup.
And Mason will be taking on DeRozier. He's 8-12 on the season. And Mason, it's Masyn. She is, I think she finished third at the Bemidji girls wrestling tournament earlier this year. So she's been doing a little wrestling in some girls tournaments, but also wrestling obviously with the Pirates as well.
Big double leg right there from DeRozier. Boy, these Fertile kids have hit double legs in every match. Jeez.
Seeing a pattern there. And at 120 pounds, Fertile-Beltrami leading 12-0, and DeRozier looking to make it. Add some more points for Fertile-Beltrami, try to build that early lead before Crookston starts to hit the meat of their lineup.
Well, for those at home that are watching, there's may not look like there's a lot of action, but both wrestlers are doing quite a bit right now. Mason's trying to keep her base right now and not go to her stomach so she can eventually get to her feet. But as you can see, the top pressure from DeRozier is really solid. He's got the head on top of Mason's head, and he's just driving forward. That makes it really hard to get to your feet. But Mason's doing a nice job trying to square up. This is good wrestling right here.
And 17 seconds left in the period as the Pirates just trying to not give up 6 at this point and see if Mason can go on to the second period.
That's a cradle that's locked up. No backs yet. Nice job to stay out of that and not, avoid the back points and the swipes.
So 2-0 after 1 period.
And it looks like DeRozier won the toss here, and he will elect to go down. So it'll be Argelis' choice in the third period. Nice job here by Argelis. Hard chop, but DeRozier does a good job knee sliding out of that and coming to his feet. Makes it a 3-0 lead here for DeRozier. DeRozier working hard on the head here. Boy, that's tough. Mason gets snapped right to her hands. And DeRozier just hits a quick snap and go behind. Relentless pressure. And he'll go back to work on top.
So a 5-0 lead right now for DeRozier, who's been in control for the most part for most of this match.
Now he's got a claw there off that half. That is tight. Looks like it's going to be another fall here if he's able to adjust. He's going to pick up that head of Argelis, and there it is. There's the fall.
So Fertile-Beltrami starts off with 3 pins. That is at 2:54, the time of the pin, and it's a 18-0 lead for Fertile-Beltrami.
Well, what I can see here over the first 3 matches is it looks like the Fertile-Beltrami Falcons just have a plan right now, and they're getting to their attacks first. And, a lot of times in wrestling, it goes with other sports as well. A great offense is a good defense. So it looks like Fertile's going to take a forfeit there, make it 24-0 after 4 weight classes.
So now Crookston will have.
This will be Jaron Knudsen.
And Jaron on the season is 2-7, the 8th grader.
Just seeing Jaron, beautiful shot. He goes over the top here in a waterfall position. He's going to look to cut this leg across and hook that ankle if possible. That's a great job there from Broden there. He's draping over and catching those ankles, which is making it really difficult for Knudsen to hook the ankle that he's possessing right now. This might very well end in a stalemate, but nonetheless is a beautiful shot there from Knudsen.
Well, Jaron, that's one thing. He battles. And they'll bring him back to the center.
So I won't be shocked if Knudsen goes back to that shot. He's going to attempt to finish it faster by hiding his ankles if he goes to that waterfall spot. Good job by Brogdon there, continuing to wrestle. They just get out of bounds there. And remember, in high school wrestling, you got to have 2 feet in bounds to collect your 2. Kind of like an NFL touchdown or a reception.
And that's been a debate in many matches that we've seen, whether they have both in or not.
It definitely is. A lot of people think, one supporting contact should do it, but high school still likes to maintain complete control, which I think it's okay.
Yep.
Both guys doing a good job hand fighting in the center. Sweep single there from Knudsen. He's back in this waterfall position, so he's going to want to pop his head up and make sure that Broden is draped over the top. Then he can go to this finish, but right now Broden is able to catch an ankle and his waist. As you can see here, he's got both ankles collected, and he's working to the waist as well, and it's really hard to finish this shot. And now Knudsen coming out the back door. And there might be a cradle opportunity here. Knudsen's got to get his head out and also swim his left arm, and he'll be able to score this takedown here with short time. We only got 12 seconds to go, And Knutson looks like he's going to come out on top here. The Pirate comes out with 2. Great scramble there from both men. And Broden gets out with short time left, makes it 2-1, cut the lead in half. And if you're Knutson there, if you're Dan Rooney, actually, head coach of the Pirates, that's a situation we got to work on in practice.
So Jaron will take a 2-1 lead into the second period.
That was really good wrestling. It felt like half the period they were scrambling. My goodness, that's awesome.
So Jaron had the takedown, and then the escape gives us a 2-1 score.
And that point, Chris, is crucial at the end of periods. I mean, there was about 8 seconds left when he finished that shot. You got to end on top. Then you go into the second period up by 2 instead of 1. Jaron he's kind of committing to the ride here as he drops back in on a shot. And he's going to get a fresh start. You got to be careful here if you're the top man. If you're not attempting to bust the bottom man flat to his stomach, you will get called for stalling. So 2 stalling calls in wrestling does result in a point. Nice forward pressure there from Knutson. Now he's going to go to work on that left wrist of Broden. Still up 2-1. Minute and a half to go here in the second. Crookston searching for their first win of the duel. As Broden does a good job getting to his feet. Knutson staying real tough in that top position. He's not cutting Broden away. As soon as Broden gets close to getting his escape, he drops back in on the leg, and he's just kind of being a pest right now.
Still 2-1 in our scoreboard. Somebody bumped it there, so we'll just turn it off, and we'll just let you know. 1:17 left in the second period.
And so here, Knutson's been on this leg now for about 5 seconds. He's going to get a count, and it might be a stall call really soon, because you can't just sit on the guy's ankle if you don't return here. I'm not really sure what the official's waiting for. So now Broden, see how he's reached across there? So now he's initiating in the scramble. The count no longer is available. He does a good job kicking away. Now Broden gets in on a double himself. Good hips there from Knutson as they go to the edge of the mat. Good wrestling from both men. Wow, good action.
So the escape makes it 2-2. 45 seconds left in the second period.
Sweep single there from Knutson. No points yet. Knutson doing a good job of collapsing. And that's going to be a 2-point takedown there for Broden because he was able to throw that near leg in. This might result in a stalemate here with short time.
4-2, Broden with the lead. 15 seconds left in the second period.
So now Knutson's got to swim here. He's got to get his head out and swim his right arm out, and he'll get his reversal, and this match will be tied up. That's 2 points right there. Boom. Tied up here at 4. Going into the third period. A lot of action here for only 8 points in 2 periods.
We have our first match going into, well, the second period, then, or we should say the third period. This was the second match to go to the second, but so a good match here, tied at 4 apiece after the reversal by Knutson.
We're going to see overtime today? Who knows?
Hey.
Bonus wrestling.
Free wrestling.
Yep. So I believe Broden got choice in the second. He chose down, and now Knutson had choice in the third period. Now he's chose down. So as a former wrestler, there might be some strategy here where you let the guy work on top for maybe a minute and a half and make sure, you go up and look at the clock and get away with a short time. It's definitely a viable option, but Knutson's wasting no time as he squares up. Good job by Broden not giving up that escape. Both guys get out of bounds. This will be a fresh start with 1:33 to go. Match knotted up at 4.
So Knutson will start here on the bottom. 1:33 remaining in the third period. We're tied at 4 apiece.
Oh, and Knutson's going to do a good job there of keeping his weight back as you see Broden try a mat return, and now Knutson's getting back swipes. This is going to be a 2-point near fall. And he's going to have a chance to put him back to his, wow. What a turn of events there. Broden went for a big mat return, pulled Knutson back onto his lap, and Knutson was able to square up and put him to his back for a 2-point reversal and 2-point near fall. It's an 8-4 lead with under a minute to go here for Knutson. Just an 8th grader. I think he's looking for his first dual win this year as well.
.42 seconds remaining. Knutson looking to get the first points here for Crookston. Well, Broden, of course, looking to keep the winning streak going for Fertile-Beltrami, but he's got some work to do.
Jaron's now got that right side half. He's probably working, he's working both sides now. He's got the wrist. He's going to run this forward. He's looking for bonus points here for the Crookston Pirates as Knutson. Short time here, 15 seconds to go. What a performance from Jared Knutson.
And 9 seconds remaining. Jaron trying to get some extra points, but it looks like he's going to run out of time. But a nice win for Jaron Knutson, the 8th grader.
Yeah, that was a great match. So the Crookston Pirates get their first win of the evening. That's a normal decision, so it's only 3 points on the scoreboard. Beltrami has 3 pins and a forfeit counts as much as a fall. So they have 24 points on the board. That's why we are at 24-3 for those just tuning in.
We'll have Gavin Luchny. They're wrestling. He's 14-4 on the year, the sophomore. He was ranked in the top 10 early on in the season. Then a couple of those losses dropped him out. And he's going to be taking on Julian Yesnes.
Yeah, Gavin Luchny, hard-nosed kid, former state placer a couple years back. He does really good with arm drags, and he's in your face when he wrestles the whole time. He's already looking for a fall here. And they call, looks like blood time. Looks like we got some blood on the mat here, Chris.
So a 4-0 lead for Luchny. And blood time. That'll give us a moment here to recap if you're just joining us. It was Gregory Ramberg of Fertile-Beltrami beating Mauricio Arriaga at 107 pounds and by a pin at 1:39. And at 114 pounds, Fertile-Beltrami's Max Ramberg beat Gabe Perala by a pin at 1:18. At 121 pounds, it was Fertile-Beltrami's Briston DeRozier beating Mason Argelis by a pin at 2:54. Drew Rash wins the 127-pound match for Fertile-Beltrami via forfeit. And at 133 pounds, Crookston's Jaron Knutson gets the Pirate first to win. He beats Gavin Broden in a heck of a match, 8-4. And right now, Gavin Luchny leading 4-0 early in this 139-pound match.
Yeah, Luchny didn't waste any time here at the beginning of this bout. He went 2 straight attacks with not much of a setup. So that gave, how would you pronounce that, Chris? Yesnes?
Yesnes.
Yesnes?
Yesnes,
okay.
yep.
Yesnes. So that's a fun one to say. So Luchny, yeah, he didn't have much of a setup there against Yesnes. And Yesnes was able to defend the first 2 shots. And then, like I said, as I was saying, Gavin, hard-nosed kid, kept coming forward, relentless pursuit, got in on a quick little high crotch knee pull type shot and put him to his back. And we're back now from blood time. The 1.5 minutes to go. Luchny working on top.
Fertile-Beltrami leading the team portion 24-3, but Luchny for Crookston leading the match 4-0.
And this is where Luchny's so tough. He locks up this left-handed armbar and he just makes it painful. I've seen him pin a lot of kids this year with this move alone. But Yesnes doing a good job of building his base. That is hard to do because of all the pressure that is getting put to your shoulder blade and neck. But Luchny now collects the wrist, and this might be all but over. Oh, that's tight. And Luchny's taking his time, walking it around, and that looks to be about it. Luchny hits a signature move here on Parents' Night. Gives Crookston 6 more, makes the team score Fertile-Beltrami 24, Crookston Pirates 9.
So pin in 1:14. Luchny, he did not place at the Rumble on the red, and I'm sure that fueled him here to come out strong in this match. And he answers the bell quickly and gets the win. Now scheduled, we have Lucas Perala for Crookston at 145 and Gage Vold Vedbrutton for Fertile-Beltrami.
Both guys look like tall, lengthy 145-pounders. So you can probably expect to see some shots from distance right there. Perala goes for a far side ankle pick as action takes us out of bounds.
Perala 5-8 on the year, the sophomore, and Vedbrutton, he is 12-5, a junior.
It's a good record. Perala, another one of those kids. He's improving every week, it seems like. He's just kind of gaining confidence. Had a nice tournament rumble on the red. Shoots a beautiful high crotch and runs it through. Wow. What a shot there.
He'll take gets the 2-point takedown for a 2-0 lead. And Gabe was one, I think he came out maybe just a couple of years ago. And he's come a long way. And people don't realize, wrestling, you need strength, you need athleticism, but there's a lot of technical skill, and if you haven't been wrestling for a long time, it takes a while to get that, especially with people that have been wrestling or other guys that have been wrestling for years.
Absolutely, and it just takes mat time. It just takes a lot of drilling, and it's one of those things where you got to just kind of develop a feel for it, like every other sport. But yeah, Perala, he decided to let Vedbrutton go, and we got just under a minute left to go in this first period. Up 2-1 is Perala.
24-9, Fertile-Beltrami with the lead. So a win by Perala here would be big, especially you have Jose Arriaga. It looks like he might get a win via forfeit, but we'll wait to see what happens here.
Yeah, what that does in dual terms is it really puts Crookston in striking distance.
Mm-hmm.
So if say even Perala is able to eke out a decision here, that makes it 24-12, and then you get a forfeit next match. Well, hey, now you're within a fall of tying it up.
And oh, by the way, your next wrestler would be Carter Coette.
Yeah, he's not too bad.
Probably gets you a few points. Not taking anything away from Jack Erickson, but
a slide-by attempt here on the edge. Both guys wrestling hard. And like I mentioned earlier, both these guys really lengthy, real long for the weight class. Action tends to go out of bounds because 2 strides and they're out. So that happens. What do we got going here? Perala looks to be banged up, and we will take injury time on this. Remember, in high school wrestling, you got 5 minutes of blood time, and injury time, I believe, is it 2 minutes? Yeah,
yep.
We got 2 minutes running here, so glad I remembered that.
So he'll get, it looks, is it a leg? He seems to be walking pretty gingerly there, but.
Yeah, it could have been a leg, it could have been a knee. I saw him kind of, I don't want to speculate on anything else.
Nope.
But he's coming back here, and looks like action will continue. In the first period, and running, 2-1, Perala leading. Sweep single attempt there. And that'll be the end of the period. 2-1 lead here for Perala over Vedbrutton.
So the match is at, Jaron Knutsen's match, that was 8-4. That was an exciting match. This one is turning out to be another one as we hit to the second period. Again, Fertile-Beltrami leading the team score 24-9, but Lucas Perala, he is leading at the 145-pound match 2-1.
And Perala just got the choice here in the second period, and he chose bottom. Great job getting to his feet right away. Kind of a funky position as his arm got caught on his back when he got to his feet. And no bias here. I don't really agree with that call. He was able to face Vedbrutton as soon as he got out of bounds. That should be a point, but we're going back to work here with A minute 45 to go in the second period.
And right to the edge.
And like I mentioned in the beginning, they're long kids, and especially with mat wrestling, you don't really know where you're going rather than when you're on your feet. When you're on your feet, you're able to circle a little easier. Good job there. Quick stand-up from Perala. Vanderbrotten looking for a big mat return. And there's the lift and return. Nice job there from Vanderbrotten.
And the points have not been awarded yet.
That should be one, and now it's awarded. There we go. So that pushes Perala's lead to 3-1. Good motion and good action by both men.
So Perala leading 3-1. A minute 25 left in the second period.
Perala's working hard on these right-handed clubs, and he just got hit with his first stalling warning. The issue is with how this is going for Crookston and Perala is he's backing up to the edge. If you've noticed this whole match, Vanderbrotten's back end has been facing the center for the majority of the match, and referees will get on you if your butt's towards the edge. Again, 2 stalling calls in high school is a point, so that is just a warning for the first one for Perala. Nice elbow pass, by the way.
53 seconds left in the second period. Perala leading 3-1.
Russian tie sweep single there from Vanderbrotten. He brings this all the way up to the feet. Good defense here from Perala. Perala's going to probably try to bring this to the mat if he can. And it looks like Vanderbrotten's trying to sit him to his butt. Good job there from Perala. Good defense there. And also a great shot from Vanderbrotten. That was a really good attack. He was able to grab a 2-on-1 on Perala, so he put 2 hands on one of Perala's wrists. He was able to then throw that wrist up and drop into a nice leg attack.
15 seconds left in the second period.
Straight on single there from Perala. Perala looking to drive across, comes around for 2 with short time to go, 5 seconds, 5-1 lead for Perala in this 145-pound bout. And that'll be the end of the period. He'll end it on top. Big takedown there to finish the period. Those are, like I said earlier, Chris, huge points if you could score at the end of periods and stay on top.
Yeah, Perala leading 5-1 over Gage Vold of Vedbrotten, and the big points going into the third period.
Those are huge because if Perala doesn't get that, he's up 3-1 going into the third. And then, oh, wow, a switch off the whistle. My goodness. That's a 2-point reversal there for Vanderbrotten. And he has a nice mat return. It's still a 5-3 advantage here for Perala. Minute 45 to go in the third. Crookston looking to steal some points again. This is a very competitive match.
Well, Vold Vedbrotten, he had that. He was going to do that right away. That was, yeah, he knew his suit before the whistle was blown that he wanted 2, not 1, and he went for that, just a good old-fashioned switch. It still works. You're able to hip heist away from your opponent, and then you kind of weave your arm over his and then under the thigh. You're able to scoot around. And it's a very effective move. That goes to show you how big those 2 points were at the end of the second period.
Exactly. It'd be 3-3. Just under 90 seconds to go. Vanderbrotten committing to this ride. Now, if I'm a Fertile-Beltrami coach here with 80 seconds to go in the match, your wrestler is down by, I believe the score is wrong.
Yeah, they didn't award any points, did they?
Yeah, I think it should be 5-3. But here's the deal: if you can't turn the guy on bottom, you gotta let him go, and you gotta give yourself a chance while you're both on the feet. And that's what he does here. Is he lets Perala go, drops right back in on a sweep single. The match score right now should be 6-3, I believe.
Yep.
And a hard whizzer out of bounds here from Vanderbrotten.
Nobody said anything about the score, but again, with a 50 or 65 seconds left in the match.
You need at least 3 takedowns if you want to come back here, because I say that you got to get a takedown, and now that's the second stalling call on Perala. That's going to be a point And a beautiful fireman's carry from Vanderbrotten, and he catches Perala on his back. He might get back points here. Are they going to award the back points?
There they are. Or no, not. Got the 2-point takedown. Yep.
They awarded the back points. That makes an 8-7 advantage for Vanderbrotten. What a turn of events. That's a 4-point move. And they're actually going to say it's 8-8 with the escape. Okay, so we're tied up here with 25 to go. Vanderbrotten drops in on a single on a re-attack off of Perala's initial shot. And it looks like action's going to take us out of bounds. Woo.
This is
it's heating up.
Gotten interesting pretty quick.
See, now Perala's got to be really careful. He can't just back up out of bounds. He's already got 2 stalling calls. Another stalling call, it's going to be 2 points for Vanderbrotten. And you don't want to get hit this deep in the match anyway. So
they go to the edge of the mat. They'll go back to the middle. 10.2 seconds remaining. 8-8. We're tied up at 145 pounds.
And at this point in the match, Chris, both guys are fatigued. It's just who's got more in the tank and who wants it more, and who can find a way to a leg. Slide by attempt from Vanderbrotten. Nothing going. We're going to go to OT.
There we go. 8-8 after the end of 3 periods. We're going to have some free wrestling here at 145 pounds.
And this match specifically, I think everybody in attendance here, they're in for a treat. This is some awesome wrestling.
The 3rd period was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
A lot of action.
Vanderbrotten going back to that same 2-on-1 that he had in the first period, and he gets in deep on a single. He's in this weird waterfall position. He's going to come out behind for 2. That'll end the match. Same shot he hit in the first period, and he went right back to it. So that'll be a 10-8 overtime decision for Gage Vold Vanderbrotten over Lucas Perala. That'll make the team score 27-9 in favor of Fertile-Beltrami.
Well, that's a big win for Fertile-Beltrami, as we have scheduled to wrestle here Jose Arriaga. And Fertile-Beltrami, they had this weight open, and it looks like that is not Arriaga.
That is Lucas Helgeson.
So Lucas Helgeson, is that his first varsity win?
I believe it is, yes.
So Coach Rooney throwing out only, I believe, an 8th grader.
Yes, he is an 8th grader.
First varsity win. He's the one that came over from hockey along with his brother.
And his brother, a lot bigger. I'll say that much. So that'll make the team score now with the forfeit in favor of Crookston. 27-15, Fertile-Beltrami in the lead, up by 12 here at 160 pounds.
So Jack Erickson will be wrestling for Fertile-Beltrami, taking on Jose Arriaga. And Jose is 1-10 on the year, the sophomore. While Erickson on the season, he is 12-10.
And a nice goal behind there from Erickson right away. It'll be a 2-point takedown for the Falcon. And Arriaga does a good job spinning off his head right away and getting away, cutting the lead in half. 2-1 in favor of Erickson.
One minute remaining in this first period.
Both guys kind of hand fighting in the center, both on the heads.
A quick scoreboard update. Girls basketball at halftime. Park Rapids leading 39-18 over Crookston.
Arriaga went for a high crotch there. Didn't really have much of a setup, and his head was down. That's it's kind of allowed the second easy go behind there for Erickson as he's up 4-1 with just under 20 seconds to go here in the first.
Well, you can definitely see why Erickson has 12 wins on the season. He's come out strong kid and is really controlled from the beginning.
Yeah, he does a good job. He's caught Arriaga twice coming in, and you know, when you don't take that great of a shot, or if it's a little sloppy, you can win a lot of matches at this level if you just know how to stay in position and get those goal behind scores.
The end of the first period, 4-1. Erickson with the lead. Arriaga will start on the bottom here in the second period.
Right away, Erickson goes to that left-sided chop. And now he's got that ankle hooked on Arriaga. And he's working a Butcher real hard here. He's going to bring it out in front. Breaks Arriaga down again. Arriaga does a good job here getting to his belly and back to his base, but that, for the moment, looked like a very tight Butcher turn. And now looking tilt, going back to a hammerlock grip. Erickson's putting in a lot of work here on top. He's looking for multiple turns in series. And now he's going for that cross-face cradle. He's walking it. He's walking the head to the knee right now, and he's got it locked up. Arriaga on his back. Erickson attempting to put the knee into the side, into the rib cage of Arriaga, but Arriaga does a good job kicking free. That will be near fall for Erickson still, a 2 count. 6-1 in favor of Erickson. He locks up the cradle right away again. And he takes Arriaga for a ride, looking for the fall here, and there it is. I'm really impressed there with Erickson and the work he did in the top position. He was relentless. He went for about 6 or 7 different turns, and he was able to collect 2 cradles in the fall ultimately.
So a pin at 3-12 gives Fertile-Beltrami a 33-15 lead. Now at 172 pounds, we have Carter Coette scheduled to wrestle. And it looks like so we're going to have a forfeit at 172.
So it looks like here, Chris, is
it was Miles Corneal.
Yep. And now it looks like they forfeited to
Okay.
Carter as well. Carter Coette got so back-to-back forfeits for Crookston at 172 and at 189.
Puts them right back into it here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this will be this will clinch the duel here. So what happened is Fertile-Beltrami had a 189-pounder, and they bumped him up to 215. And he was able to get the forfeit. That puts the icing on the cake for the duel, with Crookston being down by 12. But this should be a fun matchup here, Chris.
Did they say who Fertile-Beltrami put out there?
I believe they only had one 189-pounder. It might have been.
Oh, yeah, Bergen Howard.
Yep. But this one, if you guys like heavyweight wrestling, you might want to stick around for this.
So we have Jack Leiser. He is having a fantastic year. He's 21-2. He's ranked 8th in the state at heavyweight, taking on Riley Helgeson, who is 9-7.
And the reason this matchup is pretty interesting because Helgeson himself has a couple ranked wins, and he placed it at the real tough jackhammer tournament, taking 8th. So, this is a good test for both men, and I'm sure they'll see each other a couple more times this year. But this is just, and a great job here for, oh my goodness. And now Helgeson's looking to go bear hug. Here we go. Yeah, Jack Leiser, he's not a real big heavyweight, but he moves well. He's got some quick feet. Helgeson, more of your traditional big man. He's gonna move you around and try not to get moved himself. Both guys, as you mentioned earlier, I think when we were talking earlier, both of them are really good football players too. So.
Well, this is one for with the Section 8A matchup here. Both teams competing not only for the team seed, but which Fertile-Beltrami will have the advantage there, but also the individual seeds. Yeah. Although I think Leiser is going to be a lock for a number 1 seed, but if you can knock off Leiser, you got a little.
Well, that all depends.
Argument. Yeah.
If the seedings can change when you get to the section tournament just by head-to-head matchups.
Yep.
So I believe this is Helgeson's first or second match in the section. So if he's able to pull this one off, then maybe he holds criteria. It'll all come down to seedings at the end. But I think this is just a good test for both guys. Both of them working over-under and bear hug ties. But we're going to be scoreless after the first period. And you can see right here where they stand next to each other, the height difference. Helgeson's got to have 6 inches.
He's a big boy.
Yes, he is.
And they just announced that Carter Coet, his forfeit victory, was the 150th win of his career.
Congratulations, Mr. Coet. Helgeson got the choice here, and he elected to choose the bottom position. Does a good job going to that tripod stand-up. Almost gets Leiser all the way off. And Leiser's looking to return here. And he's going to get called for stalling. That's actually a big call early in the match. So Leiser gets hit with a stalling call in the top position because he wasn't able to return Helgeson. So if you're in that rear standing position, you can't stand up there too long. If you don't return them, you'll get hit with the stall call.
Is that a little quicker than?
It's usually a 5 count from what I've seen,
sure.
but it's been a little different tonight. And he might get another one here. And he does. He is eventually able to return Helgeson to the mat 30 seconds into the period. And there's going to be a locked hands call for Helgeson. So what happened there on the return? As soon as the bottom man hits the mat, those locked hands that you have to bring him down with have to be unlocked as soon as your bottom man hits the mat. And so that's going to be a 1-point stall call for Helgeson, and Leiser actually decided to let him go because trying to ride Helgeson was giving him some problems, and stall calls and claspings and all the violations you can have.
Seen a little bit of everything here in this second period. Minute 12 left. Helgeson leading Leiser 2-0.
Working hard on that left side underhook. And now Leiser's able to pummel back in. He gets inside position on that collar tie. And what you're looking at is kind of the meat and potatoes of heavyweight wrestling. It's getting position, it's holding center. Just being a brute. And a lat drop attempt from Leiser, and Helgeson's able to land on top there. Boy.
Looked like Leiser just, his hand slipped almost.
Yeah, he was looking for that lateral dropped attempt. That only works if your opponent is pushing into you. And now Helgeson looking for a throw of his own, and he's got Leiser in big trouble. 2-point takedown and back points. Oh boy. Short time here, Leiser able to roll out. 12 seconds to go, 9-2 Helgeson leads. Oh boy. Short time here going into the third. And the crowd's getting into this one, Chris.
Well, what a flurry at the end of that second period. You don't see that a lot in the heavyweight matches.
No, they were both getting after it. Leiser went for a throw of his own, didn't get it. They got back to the feet, and Helgeson said, I want mine.
9-2, Riley Helgeson with a lead going into the third period.
And it is Leiser's choice, so he's going to go ahead and choose the bottom position, kind of cut that deficit if he can get away, make it 9-6. That puts you at least, feet to back. If you get a move that's feet to back, 2 and back points, you're good to go.
After that flurry, let's see how much energy these two have in the third period.
Leiser back up to his feet. Helgeson's got to be careful to make sure he doesn't real slick return there. That little front trip return can be so effective at heavyweight because all that weight is pushing forward, and you take away one of those supporting points, and they're going to go down.
Well, Riley's little brother, Lucas, picked up his first varsity win earlier in the match. He's not going to let little brother outdo him here. He's leading 9-2.
Gotta love it. 80 ticks left in the match. This would be a huge win here for Helgeson, which we've seen him this year. He's had some moments, and he's beat a couple of the top guys in the state, and this would be another one to put on the resume. And he's riding real tough in this top position right now. And it looks like we have
got an injury. Leiser is.
Those watching at home, you can figure it out.
The lower midsection, that looks to maybe took a shot there.
And that tends to happen in that it's called a spiral ride that Riley Helgeson was putting on. when you do it right, your hand is supposed to snake in between the knee and the thigh, and you kind of pry it out while you bump the elbow. And that's just, it's one of those things that's a part of the sport. And if any of you guys sit in on a wrestling practice, shots like these happen probably 50 times. It happens. So.
Yeah, you hope that's all it is. And we say that because we're not down at the mat.
Right. Better them than us.
Yeah, better. Yep. It's always funny when it's not you. Yep.
See, now, like we mentioned earlier, Crookston is not, no matter of the result of this one, they can't win the duel, but this will definitely send the Crookston fans home happy, and a confidence booster for the Crookston heavyweight for sure.
Yeah, another
nice switch off the whistle, by the way, as we're back in.
That's exactly how you want to start it if you're Lizer.
He's going to get away here, cut it to 9-3. Under a minute to go. If you're Riley Helgeson, you want to stay away. Stay away and just kind of be in good position. 45 seconds to go here. Lizer pushing hard with underhooks. Helgeson's just been hit with his first stalling warning because he's backing straight up, and that happens. And we got a 50-50 position here. One of these guys are going to get taken down, I believe. Helgeson drops to a single. He's looking to score here. He pops his head out. That's 2 points. Wow, Riley Helgeson have a match.
11-3, Helgeson leading, 19 seconds left.
He is if Helgeson can end this match on top, he will win by 8 points, and that'll be a major decision. That is bonus points, people.
5 seconds.
And that's the way it looks like this is going to end.
What a match by Riley Helgeson, and listen to the Pirate crowd.
And Helgeson's fired up as well. He knew what this match meant, so
that's a big win over a number 8th ranked Lizer, and
handed him that's his third loss he handed him?
Yeah.
Wow.
So Riley Helgeson with a big win, gives himself a couple of claps as he goes off the mat. And, well, a pretty exciting match.
It was. I mean, whenever you can see 14 points put up in a heavyweight match, you get excited because, trust me, I've seen some 0-0s going into multiple overtimes, and that's, it gets to be a bit of a snooze fest. No offense to all my fellow heavyweights out there, but it's tough for a spectator to watch it sometimes. So I appreciate those gentlemen putting on a show.
So 39-31, Fertile-Beltrami gets the victory on the team portion as Crookston, they finish with a bang there. Riley Helgeson beating Jack Lizer by a score of 11-3 in that heavyweight match. So, well, good day for the Helgesons on Parents' Day. They put on a show for mom and dad. Lucas, the 8th grader, gets his first career win via forfeit, but still
counts.
Yeah, still counts in the books, and good start there for the youngster. And then Big Brother, the junior, comes up with a big 11-3 win.
Maybe they should do some steaks at the Helgesons tonight.
Oh, I'm sure they probably they've got something brewing, I'm sure. That's one nice thing about a heavyweight. You can eat at your leisure pretty much.
Basically, for the most part. Helge is a big fella.
Yeah, he's got to be a little careful, but wrestling practice, especially for the big guys, seems to usually burn some pretty good calories.
Oh,
so,
yeah, you bet.
Remember my son coming home after about halfway through the year, lifts up his shirt. I'm like, oh, God, where's this going? I've got abs, Dad. I said, oh, good for you. And he wrestled 215 and never had to, I think he weighed 225 or close to that during football. And then during wrestling, he was never even close to 215. He was around
keep the weight on.
205. Yeah, he melted it off. And but the Pirates and Fertile-Beltrami, as expected, another fantastic duel here. Some open weights, but it's going to be interesting to see if these two teams meet up again, which would be at the section tournament, which is a possibility. If they can fill it up a little bit. Fertile-Beltrami, they were missing 2 guys that they could have plugged into the lineup, which might have made things a little different. Might not have. We don't know. But obviously with J.T. Flynn at 215, they got to win there by forfeit anyway. So I don't know how much of a difference that makes, but they probably either put Flynn or Howard at 189 and wrestle Coet. But who knows? I guess we'll have to find out if they wrestle each other in the postseason.
Yeah.
So,
there was a bunch of open weights today, and I will say this though, both teams performed really well in my opinion, and it was a lot of fun to watch and to talk about and to commentate on. But
definitely did not disappoint. The matches that were wrestled were fantastic, and saw a lot of good wrestling. So.
Absolutely, I can't complain.
No, and if I did, nobody would care anyway. So. So we will take a break. We'll be back. Got to pay the bills here, and we'll see some of our sponsors. Again, wrestling, this is the only home duel match of the season. So this is the only match that we have on the stream. Last year, I think we had 6 or 7. But this year, just the way the schedule works, they only have one at home. We will be broadcasting and video streaming the section individual wrestling tournament. We'll have cameras on both mats, and we'll have that rolling throughout the entirety of that. It's a long day, but an exciting day, that's for sure. And so we'll have that for Pirate and Fertile-Beltrami wrestling fans. This will be your channel to watch that. As far as I know, we're the only ones that have done it the past couple of years, and the only ones scheduled to do it this year. So keep that in mind. We'll try to grab both head coaches in the post-match show, talk with both of them, and a lot of good things to take away from both teams. And obviously, halfway through the season here, getting probably about halfway now, a lot of things that they're going to be working on in the wrestling room as well. So we'll be back, and we'll talk with the coaches. That's going to be coming up right after this here on KROX. From shoulder to hand, hips to toes, and everything in between, the Riverview Health Orthopedic Team has you covered. With advanced training and joint replacements, upper and lower extremity, spine, foot, and ankle care, you know you'll be in good hands with Drs. Spinell, Schall, Sekundiak, Stanky, Kim, and Abasi. For appointments, call Riverview Clinic at 218-281-9595.
Riverview Health, exceptional people, exceptional care. Riverview Health.
It's always growing season here at United Valley Bank. We're focused on growth for our customers and communities, success for farms and businesses, and improvement for ourselves. Partner with us, and you'll see firsthand just how much the right hometown banking team can change your perspective. Together, there's no limit to the heights we can reach.
United Valley Bank, our roots make us stronger.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Hello, this is Lindsay Erdman, Executive Director at Benedictine Living Community Crookston. Over the years, we have seized the opportunity to make changes and improve the services that we offer. Healthcare has taken on a very distinct evolution, focusing on post-acute, short stay, and return to home. It is our privilege to continue to serve our community with continuum of care ranging from assisted living, memory care, post-acute, short stay, and extended care. We are so grateful for the support of Crookston and the surrounding communities. In this season of giving and reflection, please know how very proud Benedictine Living Community of Crookston is to serve our community.
And welcome back to the post-match show, as we're now joined by the head coach of the Crookston Pirates, Coach Rooney. And Coach, you have to be pretty happy with the matches that were wrestled. And first, let's go to Jaron Knutson. He picked up a nice 8-4 victory and really wrestled a fantastic match.
Yeah, that was good there to get the win at the end. Got a little sketchy in the middle, kind of were hanging our head a little bit. We were stuck in the mud, but pulled it through in the end, and that was huge. That was huge for him, and it was huge for the team. So.
Yeah, he led 2-1 after the first period, and then it was sort of went back and forth for a little bit there, and he was able to pull away with a what did I have him for reversal, and then 2 near fall points to build that 8-4 lead. And for the youngster, only an 8th grader, what does that mean to get a nice win like that?
Well, it's just huge to pull through on that end when it's a close match like that, and then it's kind of gets gutsy, and then it's a confidence builder, really.
Then after Jaron, you lost the first 4 matches, so that was a big win to get you on the board. And then Gavin came out, and he was able to get a pin in 1:14, and he really came out strong.
Yeah, Gavin's always been a hammer for us this season. I kind of figured that would happen, to be honest. But, yeah, it's really fun to watch him wrestle and how he's grown. So.
Then you almost made it 3 in a row. Lucas Barala, he had a heck of a match with Vold Vedbraten. Lost in overtime 10-8, but what an exciting and match for both wrestlers.
Yeah, that was a good match for sure. Would have liked to see us initiate a little more action on that because Lucas is definitely capable of that. But, good tough match. It's good to be in those situations. And, sometimes you end up on the wrong side of them, but that's okay for right now because we're going to change that when it comes to late February. So
And going, a full 6+ minutes, that's not a bad thing this time of year.
No, it's definitely good for their conditioning, and it's good to see how they react to that situation.
Was the comment shortly after, this is why we condition when they go the full way, and then they look at you, and we understand, Coach.
Yeah, no, I give them usually a little bit of a break before that, but I'll usually hit them with that tomorrow probably at practice.
When you're conditioning.
Yes, correct.
And then after Lucas, you had Lucas Helgeson. You're able to put him out there, and he gets, I believe it's his first varsity victory?
That will be his first varsity victory, yep. So it worked out with how the weigh-ins were that we were able to throw him out there, and, yeah, it was fun to see.
And then Fertile-Beltrami, they win by a pin. Jack Erickson was able to pin Jose Arriaga. And then you come back with 2 forfeit victories. And I'm assuming it's another first career varsity victory, is it?
Yes, yeah, that's another first career victory. So that's super awesome for him. Miles just came out this year. He's doing all the right things. So it's good to see him get that opportunity.
Get that win, and then you follow up with somebody that's raised his hand a few times in his career, 150 to be exact.
Yeah, once or twice.
Yeah, Carter Coette, he gets the forfeit victory, but it's the 150th of his career, which is a pretty impressive milestone.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. Not a lot of people get to that point, so that's awesome. I mean, it would have been really cool to see it happen during the match, but they had to do what they had to do to win, so that's understandable.
That's the tough thing. You get that milestone, and he'll be talking about it. Say, yeah, I dominated that match, but I'm sure he would rather wrestled. I know that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I guess it's kind of been his milestone thing. So I guess it's just kind of staying on track to all the milestones. He gets forfeits to get them. So
people are afraid of him. I'm sure he's telling everybody, which is partially true, I'm sure. Yeah. Then you get to 215. You were open there. They get the forfeit. Unfortunately, that solidified the win for Fertile-Beltrami, but you finished with a bang at heavyweight. It was Riley Helgeson. He comes away with an 11-3 win over Jack Leiser, who coming into the match was 21-2 and ranked 8th in the state. So just maybe run through Riley's match. He really wrestled a heck of a match.
Yeah, he's really wrestled a heck of a match. He's improved a lot in the bottom position this year, which has been super huge. Go to get that first point, get the pressure on him. Took advantage of the opportunities that he had, and then, finished the match strong. So that's huge. And I mean, this is a big confidence builder for him, especially, it's a tough section opponent and a ranked individual. So going forward, he's got to be proud of that.
And to finish, not only that, I'm sure, I don't know how much of it had to do with the little brother getting his first win. He couldn't have Lucas.
Yeah, can't get showed up on parents'
Can't
night.
get showed up, but what a show for the Helgesons. I'm sure Mom and Dad are pretty proud of both kids getting the wins, but for Riley to be able to do that, and I don't want to, he dominated at times and was really impressive.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's huge. And then, we only have this one duel, so for them to both do that out on tonight, that's pretty cool.
Overall thoughts on the match? You got to be pretty happy with, obviously, the wins that you had.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to have a nice tight duel at home, especially for parents' night, senior night. Would have obviously liked to come out on the other side. It's a good experience. I feel like it's been a while since we've wrestled, so it kind of almost had to knock some rust off. But overall, we'd like to see us get a little more aggressive, initiate our offense and not react so much. But like I said, good experience for a lot of people to wrestle here in front of their own fans on their spotlight. Can't mimic that.
No, and the good news is January, very busy for you. And so that's a good thing. And you'll be able to, that rust hopefully is off now and just keep going, weather permitting, that is.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully there's no more weather events. That would be ideal.
And you have, some more duels coming up, but I think a big one coming up. What is it, next week? Is it this weekend? Thief River Falls? Next weekend.
Next weekend we have a tournament at Thief. Yep.
But so that's one that always has a lot of competition, but you have very tough competition here throughout the month.
Yep, and then we'll go to Mayville. We have a couple teams there that'll be decent. And then Minnewaska Friday is actually usually a pretty tough tournament. We just started going to that last year. So there's some really good teams, including like Scott West. They're really tough in 2A. So.
And good to see somebody else other than the same teams that you see all the time.
Oh, yes, it's huge. I think it's good to get, different regions kind of have a little different styles, so it's good to get exposed to those different things as the year goes on.
Well, Coach, congratulations. It was a fun night. You had the youth wrestlers before, a great crowd, and I'm sure the wrestlers probably appreciated the very good crowd here on both sides.
Yeah, that was awesome to see. We kind of talked about setting that up a little bit during one of our board meetings, and I think it was a really good idea. Obviously, it brought a lot of people in here, got some excitement for the young kids, so that's huge.
Coach, again, best of luck here the rest of the week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. That is the head coach of the Crookston Pirates, Coach Rooney. We thank him for joining us here in the post-match show. Again, the Pirates, an exciting match, but they fall just a little short, 39-31. Crookston will drop to 2-5 in duels, while Fertile-Beltrami improves to 7-1. We'll see if we can get Coach Miney, and if not, we'll try to record him as well. But it looks like we'll try to get his attention here, and we will be back, and we will see if we can talk with the victorious Coach Miney. That'll be coming up right after this.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country.
Welcome back to the post-match show, as we're now joined by the victorious head coach of the Fertile-Beltrami Falcons, Coach Miney. And Coach, a pretty exciting match, and you couldn't ask for a better start. You win the first three by pin, and then the fourth one by forfeit, and obviously you couldn't ask for a better start.
Right. Definitely helped out with the result of the duel there. So it worked out in our favor. So that was great. That was definitely great.
Let's talk about the Gregory Ramberg. He's had a great start to the season. He gets a pin in the first period and came out and really controlled everything from the beginning.
Yes. Greg Wrestling definitely does good at setting up his own control, his own ties and everything, and working hard to get it secure his takedowns. And he's definitely a technical wrestler on his feet and on the mat.
Then at 114, Max Ramberg, he was able to get a win by a pin in 1:18. Obviously, he came out strong and finished quick.
Yeah, Greg, Max, much like Greg, they both wrestle at similar styles, and they're both go-getters, and they definitely like to control early. So.
Then DeRozier at 121, he was able to get a pin at 254, so early in the second period, and kept that pin train going, but he wrestled a pretty solid match too.
Yeah, DeRozier, he's one of our newer guys, and he's done really well for us at 121, a little bit outsized, but he's still holding his own in there and working hard.
You get the forfeit win at 127, and then Crookston was able to win the next two matches, but then you bounce back at 145 pounds in an exciting one in overtime. Gage Vold of Vedbrotten was able to get the 10-8 victory, and he came back. He was trailing, I think it was 5 or 6, was it 5-1 early, and then he battled back and didn't give up and gets the win in overtime, and that was a nice win for him.
Yeah, definitely a nice win for Gage. It just shows how much heart the young man has and how much he's grown since the beginning of the year, and he's ready to go and ready to get out there. Might need to work a little bit on his conditioning, but no, he's definitely improving and definitely getting better each day goes by.
Jack Erickson at 160 pounds gets another win for you by a pin at the 312 mark, and he wrestled a pretty solid match there too.
Yeah, Jack wrestled really solid, controlled most of the time, and definitely likes his control and takes care of business most of the time for us. So.
Then we'll skip to the final match. Leiser ran into a tough opponent, Riley Helgeson. He came out strong, and it just seemed like Jack wasn't able to find that move that really got him going.
No, Jack struggled a little bit. I mean, Riley's a little bit bigger, but that's still no excuse. But he definitely wrestled well, and definitely things for him to work on. And Riley just having a phenomenal day. So that was really well by Riley, and Jack wrestled well too. It's just a couple things we need to improve on, and that's our goal and that's our game plan. You know, that he's not out here to peak today. You know, he's out here to peak come section time, state tournament time. So, but he wrestled really well.
Well, so. That's the thing. That's why you wrestle all these matches during the regular season to get you prepared for the section tournament and obviously, hopefully, a state tournament as well.
Yes, definitely works out.
Overall thoughts, you get the section victory, which is big for the team seeding purposes.
Yes, definitely. I mean, everybody wrestled really well. So I mean, we did really well. We did what we come to do, and we didn't give up out there. We didn't have anybody go out there and just roll over. We all wrestled hard. We all battled hard, and it was a good duel. Good duel.
Well, a lot of exciting matches, that's for sure. Coach, congratulations on the win, and best of luck here the rest of the season.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. That is Coach Miney. We thank him for coming up here in the post-match show, and his team comes away with a 39-31 victory. Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, that is, I think, about it. Thank you. We'll take a look at our Draft Sports Bar and Grill scoreboard update. The one score that we do have that is, let's see here, final now. Park Rapids and girls basketball beat Crookston 63-40. 63-40, Park Rapids beats Crookston in girls basketball. And let's see here. That is about it as far as scores go. Pirate Boys Hockey, they are taking on Foston Bagley as we speak. If you want to tune into that, that's on KROX Radio. Or go to KROXAM.com, click on Listen Live. That's available there. We'll have the pictures. We'll have the story. We'll have coaches' comments and more available on our website about this match. Coming up in just a little bit, probably about a half hour or so. We'll have it all on the line. Again, go to KROXAM.com and click on sports. That should about do it here from the Crookston High School Gymnasium. The Fertile-Beltrami Falcons come away with a 39-31 victory over the Crookston Pirates. Fertile-Beltrami improves to 7-1 on the season, while Crookston will drop to 2-5 in duels. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to our sponsors. Without them, it wouldn't be possible, so we appreciate that. And we thank you for tuning in here this evening. Again, the final score, Fertile-Beltrami 39, Crookston 31 in high school wrestling. Thanks for tuning in.